Welcome back to Signals on 91.3. This morning, we'll be looking at building the right product. What then is the right product? I have with me very special thanks to Tapa Ishola for making this happen. That lady has been on my case and I'm grateful. Okay. Um, is the CEO of the Slim Prep, a leading technology education and consulting company dedicated to equipping individuals and organizations with in-demand skills and product management, software development, cybersecurity, and data. Through the Slim Prep, it has trained and mentored hundreds of aspiring tech professionals across North America and Africa, helping them build careers and launch impactful products. Is also the founder of the Code Rise Africa, a transformative initiative focused on creating opportunities for women and underrepresented communities through intensive coding boot camps in React Native, Flutter, and backend development. Code Rise Africa bridges talent gaps while empowering participants to become creators, not just consumers of technology. Beyond his role as an entrepreneur and educator, he is recognized as a thought leader in AI and product management, frequently sharing insights on how emerging technologies are reshaping industries, enabling smarter decision making and unlocking new business models. With a background spanning product and strategy, AI, innovation, and community building, is passionate about making tech accessible, practical, and transformative for all. I have with me with Signals welcome, Teslim Salawu. Welcome to Signals.
Hi, good morning. Can you hear me well?
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
Okay. I'm happy to be here. And thank God I don't have to shout. Can you see my screen?
No, you had to throw that in.
Oh yeah, that's the typical thing now, right? Like when you jump on calls and first thing, oh, can everyone hear me? Then can you see my screen?
Mm-mm. Okay, then we're discussing building the right product, and your name came up in a conversation 3 weeks ago with Temitope Ishola here, where we're interviewing her on a charm organization where she gives out food for people in underdeveloped sectors. And she said to me at the end of the program, she said, "There's somebody you need to speak with. There's somebody you need to interview, and he does it for women." I said, "Oh, okay, no problem." And then she was insisting, and I'm like, doesn't ask twice. She's somebody who doesn't ask twice. I said, okay, we were going to have this. Now, with AI, with because I'm seeing React Native, Flutter, backend development prompts. Um, how has it been like having to decide that is women that will be your core audience of teaching tech products?
Okay, so you've asked a very good question. So that decision came, it wasn't solely for me. I have people who kind of like sponsored the Code Rise event, and they were predominantly women. And I think women are underrepresented in tech.
Okay.
I say that because the Slim Prep is also a company where we build softwares for people.
Yeah.
And when I'm looking for who to hire in Lagos, I barely get women to. I barely see women apply for such roles.
Okay.
I don't know if it's as a result of not the existence. And then when you eventually find that the tech stack you are looking for is not necessarily what's out
Wrong.
there. So what we are doing is pretty much organizing like a boot camp. I'll call it a boot camp. It's just different. Like everybody that comes to that Code Rise, I think this is the fourth week. I can share the link with you if people still think they can join and catch up. They can register and all.
Okay.
But what we're trying to do is to train people. This one is solely women,
Okay.
and Naimat was also part of our sponsor.
Okay.
So I also have Honorable Lara Olumegmo as a sponsor. So predominantly my sponsors were women. So, but what we are trying to do is train people, and then we are actually going to hire some of those people and pay them fair market
Value.
uh, value. It's not like we're trying to Not try and say, okay, you work for us for free. No, unfortunately, we'll not be able to hire everyone, but we'll pick at least one or two and we'll be able to hire them and let them work with us and see where it goes.
Okay, still on the AI conversation, I've also read articles and seen people also complain that they want to employ women and the skill set, the knowledge gap is huge. How can we close it? You are doing something with code rise, but how can we close that gap in so much that even for stay-at-home moms, for students, for women, for young girls, they can see a laptop and say, okay, they want to start to code because sometimes coding can be so hard. God, help me out.
So nothing is really, I'll say, especially when you're trying to pivot into tech,
Mm.
right? It can be overwhelming. I'll use the word overwhelming, not hard. It can be overwhelming as you might not know the direction you want to go. So what you need, and I always say this to everyone who thinks or who wants to go into tech, you actually need a mentor and a sponsor,
Okay.
right? So a mentor is someone who will tell you the right tools to learn, and a sponsor is somebody that would take your name to places where you can get employment, pretty much. You need those two. It can be one person, they can be two different people, but you absolutely need those people. For example, right now, if you wanted to learn mobile app development, right, there are different ways to build mobile apps. Some people use Flutter, some people use React Native, right? So you need to be able to understand which path you are going to go. Now, the good thing about these things is there are some similarities between them. So when you learn one, the learning curve for the other one isn't going to be as difficult as the second one. But you need somebody who is going to tell you, okay, this is what is in the market. And unfortunately, ChatGPT isn't there yet. You can try, it can give you, so it's like the way ChatGPT works is you give it your own perspectives, it gives you back the answer. It's not necessarily the best answer or the right way to go.
Okay, then. So we're discussing building the right product. How do you personally define the right product in today's fast evolving landscape, tech landscape?
Okay, that's a very good topic to discuss. So, when you asked me to talk about building the right product, I was like, okay, this is going to
I know I
be a
took
lot.
you unawares. I know.
But that's fine. I mean, like, this is going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
To the listeners, I'm going to save you a lot of money and ad break. So, because as we're talking, I'm sure someone somewhere is in their bedroom
Yes.
building something nobody asked for, right? So, for us to even start talking about building the right product, I think most people confuse what a product is and what a hobby is, right? So we can start from there, right? Let's start from that very beginning. So honestly, because most people don't even know what a product is. So I would tell us what a product is not. It's not a 47 slide PowerPoint presentation. It's not that thing that your uncle has been working on for 5 years that's always 90% complete.
Mm.
It's not an idea you just have in the shower that you think will make you a billionaire. No. It's not a prototype sitting in your bedroom gathering dust, right? A product is something that solves a problem, and it solves that problem so well that people are willing to interrupt their day, pull out their card, and give you their hard-earned money for it. And then they come back and they tell their friends about it, right? So if nobody is paying for it, you don't have a product. You have an expensive hobby. This is not to say there's something wrong with hobbies. I also have hobbies that I've put money into, but let's not confuse them with business, right?
Okay.
So, difference between hobby and a product, right? I'm going to step on some toes here, but somebody just has to say it, right?
It's a,
Most of us are not building products,
okay.
we are funding hobbies, right? So, let me try and break down the difference, right? A hobby looks like this: you do it because you enjoy it, you're super excited to tell people about it at parties. Your friend says, wow, that's nice, to be polite, then change the subject. You keep putting money into it every month, every year. It's been 95% done for 3 years, but just need some final touches. And then your main customers are your relatives buying it out of pity at Christmas, pretty much. Now, what a product looks like, right? You built it because customers have a painful problem they need solved now. Strangers are willing to pay for it. Like that's people you've never met. People actually complain when it's not available. Then ultimately, money comes out of it, preferably more than you put in it. And then you are constantly improving it based on real customer feedback, not your own preferences.
Okay.
And then your customers are referring other customers without you begging them. Like usually, sometimes I've launched products before where I go on WhatsApp group and I'm like, please help me download, please. So that shouldn't be a product. That's not a product, right? And then I think I'll just put this: it's never going to be perfect, right? But it's going to be making you money.
Okay.
So here's the tough love. If you've been building something for 2 years and nobody except your mom, your grandma has paid for it. And for example, in my own case, those are my super fans, my family, my friends, right? You need to have an honest conversation with yourself. Your mom probably loves you, and she's not a reliable product tester. So it's time.
So we should go and look for strangers. That's what you're saying.
Oh yeah, you have to speak to people other than your
Your
family,
family, your
friends,
fans, your super fans.
your super fans.
So what has been the
So,
biggest misconception of building a great product? Because now you're telling us that a product must make us money. There
yeah,
must be an exchange of value.
yes.
So what is that biggest misconception that people would talk about building the right product? Because now you're shouting now with side eye. Or you start telling us so that we know I don't make the same mistakes.
Okay, let me give you funny examples of what I would like to call the entrepreneurial hall of shame, right? And I'm sure we all know some people who kind of like fit into this. I myself, I'm not going to, and I'm doing this because I want people to pick something they can relate with and then go into the process. What I believe is the process, right? It's not always perfect. You just have to get to it. So the type first, so my entrepreneurial hall of shame, the first type, I'll call them the perpetual developer. Right? These people will tell you, I'm building an app that will change everything. Just give me 6 more months to add this for 7 features. I need to integrate AI, blockchain, and somehow
Chatbots.
it will make you, yeah.
Chatbot.
So meanwhile, there's somebody else who launches a basic version with 3 features, gets 100 paying customers in month one, and is already improving based on feedback, right? So that's the type one. Type two is the feature order. Someone will tell you, my product does everything. It's a food delivery and a dating platform, and you can check your BVN and play music. And my brother, my sister, WhatsApp barely added status, and we all survived. So Instagram started with just photo filters. Like, do one thing well, master that, then maybe consider adding more to it, right? Your product doesn't have to be a Swiss Army knife, right? It needs to be sharp, simple tool that solves one problem excellently. Now, the type three people, I will call them, my friends love it, victim. This one is very critical, right? But all my friend says is amazing. My girlfriend says I'm a genius. My classmates tested it and they loved it. Well, somebody has to say that. I'm sorry to tell you, but your friends will lie to you. They will. Even your mom will tell you your product is amazing, even if it's literally just the rock with googly eyes glued on it or something like that. So you know who won't lie? A stranger with their card, with money, a stranger with a problem, a stranger who has never met you and doesn't care about how you feel. Right? If they pay for it, you're onto something. If they don't, back to the drawing board. Now, last type of people I want to talk about, and then I'll talk about processes that I believe everyone should do if they want to build the right product, would be the build, what I call the build it and then they will come believer. Now, this one, I also happen to be in that bracket, right? So once I launch, customers will just flood in. The product is so good, it will sell itself. No, they won't. It won't, right? That only work like maybe I don't know if you are a big Kevin Costner fan. There's a movie about he did about baseball, and that was even fictional. So in real life, you need to also market, iterate, and actually find your customers. So building the product is actually 20% of the work. The other 80% is finding people who care. So I think I've dragged people enough. I've dragged
So
myself
product
too.
developers build it, the ones that. But here's the thing. If you look at your phone, we have phones, right? And there's so many apps,
Yes.
apps, apps, apps,
Yeah.
and they're almost the same. There's
Yes.
not one unique thing that would stand out. How do
So
you balance that? Because you mentioned entrepreneurs all of fame, all of shame.
yeah.
And I understand, I do.
So like I said, uh, we all people build hobbies, right? And they call it a product. So I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
I'm this kind of person who likes to write down when it comes to money. So if I have 100 naira now, I need to know how I spent 20 naira, right? So budgeting basically.
I did not
And
read
then
accounting in this bio. I did not read accounting in this
no,
bio.
I'm trying to. So I like budgeting, right? That's so I like to be very detailed, pretty much. So I tried to find apps out there that could do what I wanted to do, right? There are a lot of budgeting apps, so I decided to build a budgeting app that fits my narrative, right? Now, do I care if other people have that problem? Or did I care if other people had that problem? No. I just built the app and again, I asked my family and friends to download it. The app doesn't make money. It doesn't cost me money that much. So I built it. So just think of it that way. If somebody just wakes up every morning, I'm like, oh, Eureka, I have this problem,
Mm.
right? You are not talking to other people to know if other people have this problem. You are not doing enough research to see, okay, what are these people doing and what are they doing different? I'll give you another example. So I'm currently funding another hobby, right? This hobby is a fitness app. I belong to a fitness group where we have to do, it's like a challenge. Every day you have to do 10,000 steps, right? Now, the problem is I have to take a screenshot from my app and put it in the WhatsApp group. Now, when you keep adding pictures at some point, WhatsApp, it begins to add up. Your phone, especially when they now bring out iPhone 17, your iPhone 16 will now be dragging, right? So I said to myself, you know what? Let me use this. Let me build this app. Right? The app is going to be free for everybody to use. There's no way I'm going to ask people to do, like, can I monetize it? Yes. I can do something like nutrition scanner where AI would scan your food if you're eating like I'm a malagbegi and they do. God be with you. I'm not sure AI will be accurate, but I decided to build that. Now, when the app goes there, the motive behind the app is not necessarily for people to use it. It's an hobby. I recently learned how to write like Flutter code and stuff like that. So maybe that's me trying to apply what I learned in building the app. So these are some of the things you see in the App Store. Like
So we're seeing a
people,
lot of hobbies as
a
against
lot of
usefulness.
exactly.
Mhm.
So
Now,
thank.
go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. I'll go into a process
Because I'm
where
going to ask you, how we can differentiate between a great idea and a great product. But before that, it signals 91.3 Lego stocks. We're discussing building the right product with Teslim Salawu, who is the CEO of the Slim Prep. If you have questions, comments, you can call us or send us a WhatsApp message 0809-234-5913, or you can call 0704 700 8913. He's presently shattering tables. So Hopefully, it doesn't shatter too much table, so we can pick a lot to learn. Now, a great idea and a great product. What's the difference?
Okay. So let's go into the framework. I'm not going to try and I'm not going to drag anybody again, including myself.
We are going to
Right.
drag ourselves. So at least it's learning dragging. We are on learning something, so it's okay.
Okay, if you say so.
It's a learning dragon. Don't worry.
So I think the very first step is start with the problem, not your brilliant idea. Right. So I think most people do this, or most people who have built product fall into this category where you wake up one day, oh, I have an amazing idea. You spend 2 years building it, then you try to find customers, and then you wonder why nobody cares, right? Now, all this I'm going to say, let me just put like a caveat. I've seen people follow these steps and the product doesn't even fly. So let me just put that there. But ultimately, if you do this, it works. Like, again, let me drag myself and a couple of my mentors. So I've asked a couple of my mentors who actually taught me product management, why don't they even actually have a product themselves? Like you teach all the science behind it, but why don't you just apply it? And then I dabbled into it, and I'm beginning to find out why they never did it. I think
Theory is
sometimes it's just
different from practical.
very different, right?
Mm.
But like I said, if you have an amazing idea, you spend 2 years building it, you try to find customers, and then you wonder why nobody cares. That's backwards, right? It's like cooking a 10-course meal and then you're asking people if they are hungry. It's like you're doing it backwards, right? So the right way is you find the hunger first, find people who are already in pain, already struggling, already spending money on bad solutions. And then if people aren't already complaining about this problem, your product is going to have a very lonely life, right? It's it's the truth, right? Now, step two, talk to humans, not your what I want to call your echo chamber, your mom, sister, and your
Go
fans,
outside
right?
and test the product.
Exactly. Go out of your bedroom, close your laptop, try and talk to
You just
20,
you just
30.
even put it on your WhatsApp status. The monitoring spirit in your WhatsApp will come out and come and comment.
So talk to like real people who have the problem you think you're solving. And when I say real people, not your university roadmate, not your girlfriend's cousin, maybe your church members or Asalatu group, right? Again, real potential customers. And what are you going to ask them? These are some of the questions you need to ask that will give you clarity. So, what's your biggest problem what's your biggest frustration with the problem you're trying to solve? What have they tried, right? How much does this problem cost you? Time, money, stress. And if they've kind of like solved this, well, if I solve this, how much would you pay me? And if you really can't find 20 people with this problem who are willing to talk to you, then you don't have a business opportunity, unfortunately.
So it's almost like chicken and egg, which comes first? Some say they don't have problems,
Yeah.
and some say there's a problem.
Hmm.
That tiny little hole of should we build or should we not build? Because then there's a case of, does a product sell itself? Does a good
Yeah.
product sell itself? Or does it just, sometimes you build a product and you're like, fine, it will sell, and the product does not sell in that location, and then it sells
Yeah.
somewhere else.
Yes. So there's a way and this is where maybe formal training matters. There's a way you can extrapolate information from people, right? So imagine if I stopped you on the road and I start asking you questions. I don't know, not under the Lagos sun. So, but there's a way you talk to people, right? And I tell people it's just like when I'm looking for a mentor or a sponsor. I'm not going to go with my problem. I'll message the person like, hey, I see you talk about this. I can be able to help you. I'll offer help first.
Okay.
And then when that relation fosters, I would now begin to carry on my problem and put on that person. Right. So there's actually so this is where that science comes in. There's a way you can talk to people there are different things. Like a lot of people would tend to be reactive towards a problem, meaning they don't even know they have that problem. So this is where that science will come in on how you can ask those questions. Right. So for example, if I talk to a few people with people with small businesses in Lagos, if I talk to them about email security, like, oh, is your email secure? They'll be like, no. It's like, why do right? But if the inevitable happens, right, then they would be in a lot of trouble, right? That's when they begin to run out of skelter. So there's a way you would ask that question. There's a way you address people to come to you, and there's a way you put the question to them. There are techniques you can use where you're actually asking a question without asking a question, and you get
Yeah.
as much as you do. I'll give you an example, right? So I've spoken to a few people about a few single people. I'm not dragging single people, but I've spoken to singles and I've asked them, okay, what don't you like about dating sites, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of them have shared their concerns. The questions are too much. This is that. They don't meet the kind of person they are looking for. My number one advice to them is go out. I, I don't know, go out, talk to your
But does
friends.
dating side apps really work? Because it's just that it's a mix and match.
I believe people need to go out there, talk to people. So if I were to build
So
a
it's,
dating
it's a
site, for example,
people versus algorithm. Algorithm is not working. The algorithm of the dating sites and apps are not working. They should go out. So we are back to humanity. Go outside.
there's always that, right? But okay, imagine you are okay. Let me ask you this question: You are going on a dating site now,
Hmm.
and then they tell you what's your favorite music. What are you going to put there?
Hmm. That would be Dolly Parton. But I
Okay,
have to look for the name of the song or the song that Dolly has sang. That's a lot of question, okay?
that's you see, that's the thing. Like they tell you, tell me about yourself. You tell them about yourself. They now say, what are your hobbies? Or like it's way too much questions, right?
Okay.
So people are not sincere. There's always survey fatigue. When you're asking people question over and over again, they just want to get over it and move past it, right? So now imagine if I asked you this question. When you go to a party and Cisco Tongue song comes on, how would you react?
Dance. I shake my head.
And that tells me a lot about you already.
Hmm.
So you see what I'm saying? Like you can ask questions
Without
without really,
asking.
right? Like from there, I can guess, okay, what era you are
Hmm.
from. The kind of like me too. If I was at the party and sing Cisco Tongue song comes on, home training out of the door, right?
Home train is always out of the door with the right song anyway.
So you need to be able to talk to real people, ask them questions that would make them be willing to share more information with you.
Okay.
Can't go and say, tell me about yourself. Like,
Sometimes that when you get to sites and be it dating or not, when you get to some
yeah,
sites and they ask you, tell me about yourself, is one of the hardest questions. You meet people and you're like, so tell me what you do. You first of all take a deep breath and wonder, okay, so what am I doing? Yeah.
it's like it does happen that way, right? So the next step in our process, so you've spoken to people, you take all the information you've gotten, right? You have to take it back and analyze. Like, so we do something where we put people into, we call it
That's good.
personas. It's pretty much putting people in a bucket. And this bucket is they have similar characteristics. So for example, if I were going to improve WhatsApp, right, I'll create different personas, right? Because WhatsApp is an existing product, there's actually a difference when you're trying to improve a product and then build a new product. But I would say I can create a persona called African Mothers for WhatsApp. What do we know African mothers do? They forward stuff to.
The forward stuff, they
So
will bara, they will throw you something, they will show you that you can't misbehave. One side eye says a lot.
yeah, so if I wanted to build, I would create that persona of African mothers, and I'll be going to them with questions that would kind of like correlate with what they need to,
Do.
what we're trying to solve, the problem we're trying to solve. So in this case, we want to improve maybe like WhatsApp status. I'll go to my mom because she forwards me messages. She sends like, I'll just make it, I'll find out what her pain point is,
Yeah.
right? So, like in this case, she might not necessarily know she has that problem, but the fact that she sees somebody that is talking to her about it, then
The solution.
it becomes a solution. So I'll talk to people, know what the problem is, and then the next thing I'll do is I'll take this back, and then the next part is I'll build the smallest thing that could possibly work, right? So in product management, we call this thing MVP. When I started learning
Type
product
product.
management, but me, I used to think it was the most valuable player. Anyways, that's
So
another
MVP means
conversation.
most valuable product.
Yeah.
Now, how
So
important is timing when determining that a product is right for the market or not? Time. How important is timing?
I mean, very important. Like ultimately, that's one of the most important things. Swallow your pride, launch something ugly as long as it works. You will figure it out at the end of the day. That's what I tell people. But everybody, sometimes people fall into that. I need to be the shiny tool. I like, I've been on boards of product where people are concerned about the color, the name of the app. Like you hear these things, like you be like, okay. I mean, like I don't know if they're listening to this call, but
Everybody.
sometimes it is what it is, right? Like
So
just
just
build
launch
something.
anyway. Launch, whether it's imperfect or not, just launch.
Exactly. I can't vividly remember the first iteration of Instagram, but
Way back.
way back, right?
Way
But
back.
it wasn't.
But it was
So
it was it was ugly with that brown color, brown logo at that time. Before it now became very bougie now, but it was a brown coffee and white, that logo. And that's how Instagram started.
yeah, so timing is very important. I can give you some real life examples of
Excellent.
some products that didn't they had the perfect timing and also didn't utilize it well. I think during COVID, right? We're all at home, we're all bored out of our mind. There was an app called Clubhouse. It came out,
Yeah. It came out, it was
it,
fun. But
it
now
was fun.
it's not fun. You almost want to install it now.
Uh,
I want to
like,
install mine.
so they don't, I mean, like, so perfect example, the world was theirs at that period,
Yes.
but they didn't exploit. Wouldn't say it's bad product management, for example. Some things might not just have happened. Now, I'll give you another example of where timing and then just launching something ugly that works matters. I'll give you two examples actually. First example is TikTok. Like I've been in product management like over a decade, right? If somebody came to me with the idea that they wanted to build TikTok, I probably would have said no. Honest to God, right? So if either they did the science of talking to people, launching something, and then it went viral, they did a very good job, right? Because literally, it's like, who would have thought that, okay, I want to be watching short
Clips.
videos like that, right? So,
It's a swiping generation.
mm,
Now, no, it's
so I mean, like, so those are typical examples of, yeah, okay. Uh, but you just like the timing is very important, right? So,
Hmm.
but ultimately, they must have spoken to people and understood people's problem for them to come up with that solution. Another example I want
Patient's
to give,
problem.
yeah, another example I wanted to give is Temu. I
Oh,
happen to be one of like early adopters of Temu. Like in my mind, I was like, okay, this app is insane. Like I have to spin, like it was frustrating. But they were solving a problem, right? The problem was,
they're still solving a problem.
yeah, they're solving a problem. Like the things you see on Amazon, for example, or any other e-commerce site, you see them on Temu at cheaper
Pricing.
pricing. And that's a problem for most people. Why would I spend $100 if I can get the same thing for $20.
But you know, if you're going to go to Temu for $20, it means that you have to read all the description and all the items. If not, you'll be shipped a dummy.
I mean, there's that, right? But I'm just giving you an example of timing and whatnot, right? Build something, swallow your pride, learn something ugly that works, right? Again, like sometimes I myself as a founder, as a builder, I can get carried away, right? So some of my clients, I'm like, oh my God, what does this person want again? Like, but sometimes you have to, I don't know if our audience is, sometimes I get really mad at some of the people I work, like I've employed that are paying me, like, what are you thinking? Where is this coming from? Like, you're overthinking it. Just learn something first, like, and then come. So that's very important. Like, I've seen people spend like 5 million naira on a logo before without them even having a customer, right?
So it's
Nobody cares.
it's better.
Nobody cares about. Nobody cares about your logo, right? Nobody. Well, just learn something basic that solves the problem. Get feedback, improve, right?
So
You're not trying to bet a full grown adult here. So start with a baby, let it grow. I'm serious. Like, it's just like you see somebody that's trying to rush, like you see a child, oh, I want to be an adult so bad. It's like, hey,
they should wait first. Those children
they
should
should
wait.
wait. They should wait. Premium shaggy, I wait.
No,
See.
no, no premium shaking. Let's be nice. Well, signals on IT 1.3. We're discussing timing of product launching. Teslim Salawu is saying launch anyway. However, the product or service can be just launch anyway, and leave overthinking. Overthinking, no, there's a problem. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
If you have questions, we're almost wrapping up. Questions. WhatsApp us 0809-234-5913. If you have a business, and people always have a business, they always have a product and service, and you're a bit of struggling with it. Let's see what we can do. Now, 0809-234-5913. WhatsApp or 0704-700-8913. Now, two things. One is with the women that you are constantly teaching how to code.
Yeah.
How has that been like so far?
So right now there's a class going on.
Okay.
I'm not the one teaching. Let me just make that clear. Like I don't know coding enough to teach people.
Okay. But you know management enough to manage. That's
Exactly. So what I would do is because I have people who work with me, so they are the ones teaching
okay.
the class.
Okay.
The part I handle is let me just say the therapy part. So I use the word therapy because
When the coding is not coding very well, you have to give them ginger.
as in it's a lot, right?
Tell us the
So
feedback of someone who you had to provide therapy for when the coding was not going right.
ah, my advice is just leave it.
Come.
Come back, come back another. I mean, like, so the good thing is life is getting easier right now. Right? I know people who used to write code on like punch cards before, right? Now we have the luxury of using sophisticated device. You have AI as your companion, so it gets better now.
Okay.
So, and people will be wondering, okay, if AI can write codes, why do I still need to dabble into that space? The honest truth is, even myself, I don't have an answer to that pretty much. But I don't think AI is really going to replace anybody.
Okay.
AI is just going to
Assist.
help with efficiencies, right? So, I mean, like,
Okay. It's just helping with efficiencies.
yeah,
Because everybody's like AI this, AI that, Sora this, and sometimes it can be overwhelming. It can be it can be too much, and then you don't know where to pick from. So far in this journey of helping women,
yeah.
and there's a class ongoing. When is the next class so that we can have more people join so that they can at least, even if they're not coding, they shall know something. They are doing something. Me, I'm all women doing something. So
So, okay, you've asked a very good question. So let's now use all what I've thought,
This
all what
money.
I've
Launch
spoken.
anyway. Don't be
Exactly.
part of the entrepreneurs all of shame. Just Abi? Okay.
So so if I see what you say, when is the next class,
Yeah.
right? It depends on so many things.
Okay, tell us.
So it depends on interest. It depends on feedback that we get on this one. So if at the end of this class people don't find it useful, we'll just take it. We'll take so right now we're teaching people mobile development. So if people come to me and say, oh, they actually want to learn, say for example, Python. Right? Python is a programming language that's very useful in this AI world. So if a lot of people come to me and say they want to learn Python, I can facilitate a Python program for free, for example.
Okay.
But it's interest. Because this thing it's money that's coming out of people's pocket too, right? So I need to be able to sell the product to them like, hey, so let's just apply what we've learned when we talk to people. If people have a real problem, and then some of the questions I asked those that in this class was, you want to learn mobile app development. What are some of the things you've tried before? Like, don't just fill the form because you want to fill it and come to class and do makeup. No.
Mm.
Why do you want to learn it? And that was able to help us. I think we got over 200 people that registered. And then right now in the class, I think we are seeing just 30, 40 people. So you see, and this is week
The
4.
game of numbers.
So, but if people said, oh, okay, like they wanted to learn something else, I can think about it. All I have to do is just facilitate, connect who's going to teach them with, um, connect who's going to teach with them. And then, but where I always come in is I would help out with the career progression. Right? Like, okay, you want to build resumes, you want
And
to,
more.
should I say more? Yeah, pretty much. But most of them they don't give me feedback. Yeah, sure. Oh, God, me, thanks. I'm just joking.
Well, at least they've come back to say thank you, even if they're
Oh,
not taking
no, no,
how
no, no,
much
no,
they're
no.
earning.
No, 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 no. I take pride in helping people. I actually like helping
So
people.
I'm going to set you up. So
Yeah.
after this conversation, we would upload it on our YouTube. YCC comes on YouTube, and everybody that needs to learn something, we're gonna put it there. So if we,
Yeah, they
all
should.
responses we get, you are training a class, and
No
that's
problem.
what you're going to do for me. You're going to
Okay.
train a class just so that knowledge is not gone and people have something. I think my joy every day, every Saturday morning, is ensuring that people are taking one thing or the other to learn. But what I've picked overall is launch anyway. However, the product is get out of yourself and launch anyway. But sometimes that launch itself, the fear of launching what is wrong keeps us aback.
But it saves you money, right?
Launch
You
anyway saves us money.
It saves you money. At least launch people. If somebody sees it and likes it, then you're doing something,
Something. Now,
right?
finally, what's one principle you would want every aspiring product builder to remember about building the right product?
Ah, I have 4 truths.
Go ahead, please.
So these 4 truths, I have them by this, like there's a board beside me.
Okay.
So the first one is, let me know if this resonates with you. Your idea is probably not original, and that's okay. Now, execution beats originality every time, right? So take for example, there were search engines before Google. I can't remember anyone, but I think I came in.
Firefox, Mozilla.
So they were, I don't know, did you use i5?
I use i5.
Nah.
No, I use Firefox and Mozilla. Mozilla is Firefox. Mozilla Firefox, yes.
No, no, like so for example, i5 was a social network before Facebook.
No.
I don't know if i5 exists again. So again, your idea is not always going to be original. The second truth is your customers don't care about your vision. They care about their problem. So stop talking about how you revolutionize the industry you're in and start talking about how you save them time, money, or stress. That's my second truth. The third one, again, this one, I'm sorry. Passion without customers is just an expensive entertainment. So now, don't get me wrong. You need passion to survive the hard times, but passion alone doesn't build a business, right? I'm passionate about sleeping till 12 p.m. Doesn't mean everyone will pay me for it. Your passion needs to meet someone else's problem. And then, okay, I said four truth. I'll add one more. So, number four, you build the wrong thing first. Accept that now, right? Every successful product you probably see today is version 17 of what they started with. You know, in reality, Instagram was a checking app first, right? And people might not know this. YouTube was a dating site first. Twitter was a podcasting platform first. So they all pivoted. Be ready to pivot. So then the last one, my favorite. If you are not embarrassed by your first version, you'll probably launch too late. There's a guy, Reid Hoffman, and what he said is Reid Hoffman said that. So launch fast, learn fast, improve fast.
Yeah, then. The highlights for me is execution beats originality. So we shall execute action. We should do what movie makers will say. Action that conducts the service.
Yeah.
And your idea must meet, give us money. We should not have expensive hobby.
Yeah.
It's okay. And with these few points of yours, thank you for shattering our product ideas.
No. Like I didn't mean that.
Eh?
I didn't
Telling
mean
us
to
to
do
launch
that.
anyway, but it's brutal, sharp, but we'll launch anyway. So,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
thank you
So
so much.
I actually have a challenge for all the listeners right now.
Okay.
Right? Uh when you turn off, I don't I do why would I say they should turn off the radio? No. But when they have some time to think to themselves, I want them to do something uncomfortable. They should ask themselves an honest question. Am I building a product or am I funding a hobby? If it's a hobby, embrace it. Just stop calling it a business. Stop asking your friends to invest. Stop telling people you're an entrepreneur. You're an hobbyist, and that's fine, right? But if it's a product, right, and if you're serious about building something people would actually pay for, then you need to get out of your head and go into the streets.
And
Talk to real humans with real problems, right? Build the simplest things that could work. Launch it even if it's ugly, and let strangers with money tell you if you're right. The right product is not the one you love, it's the one customers pay for. It's not the one with the most features, it's the one that solves one problem so well that people can imagine life without it. And it's definitely not the one sitting in your bedroom waiting to be perfect. So stop perfecting, start launching, start learning, start building the right product, the one the market is actually asking for. And when we say product, it doesn't have to be software,
it's a
like
service.
it's a service that you're offering. So that's it. Like you see people saying, I go on TikTok a lot, I see a lot of Nigerian businesses offering services. And I just think, okay, it's okay. So that's it. So
Thank you very much. Teslim, I shattered our table. For me, is execution based originality. People will buy your product. Oh, okay. So, good morning to me. Good morning. My name is Tumishe from Oshun. Really enjoying the show. Learned a lot of things today with Tess. Well, I have to. I've just been checking my head, trying to pivot. And then there's something is also saying that you have to pivot. You have at some point. It's painful. It's painful, but if ah, this thing is painful. Sometimes when you have to pivot, it's painful. Let me not lie. Because one thing you already know that something is working, and you have to grow, and then growth can be uncomfortable.
mm-hmm.
Right? But you are saying we should launch anyway. We should. like the Nigerian mother in us to say, Bosita, go out, go and meet real people, real humans, and solve real problems. Thank
Yeah.
you very much. Thank you very much for sharing your time with us. I would set you up as usual. Please, if you are looking for Teslim Salawu, we would upload his details on our YouTube. You go and hear him. And so if you need to learn anything, please put a comment down on the YCC comms when we upload the video shortly. And he must teach a class, at least. Theory and practical must meet one another. Thank you very much. Thank you so much for sharing your knowledge with us. Till we come your way again next week, Saturday, like we always say on Signals, dream again, create opportunities for people. And because people be people, keep creating opportunities. Have a wonderful weekend and God bless. Thank you.